Hi there, Trey with Analytics 8. A recent groundswell in geospatial questions has led me to create a series of videos around some basic geospatial questions. In this video, we'll discuss geocoding. Now, geocoding is the process of taking a street address and converting it to lat-long coordinates. This is necessary in most tools to plot points on a geographical map. Let me try to explain the process at a really high level. Though not an exact comparison in all cases, it's easy to think of geocoding as a lookup table. We give a giant database an address and ask it to quote-unquote look up the associated coordinates. If it can't find an exact match, it does some fuzzy math to get as close as possible. For example, the database might contain your address and the geospatial lat and long. In other instances, it might not contain your entire address, but does contain your street name or postcode. In that instance, it uses some fuzzy math to give you a point in the middle of the street or perhaps even the middle of the postcode. So now that we understand the basics workings of geocoding, let's talk about the approaches to using that data. There are really two different ways of querying this quote-unquote lookup database. One is a real-time, where a user makes a selection and the address is fired off to the lookup database instantly, where a query is run on the remote database and a lat long is returned. The benefit of this is that it's extremely flexible. In a scenario where you never know what the address might need to be geocoded, a real-time lookup waits to the last second for you to decide what address needs to be queried. The downside of this is that it can have issues scaling. Sending off a single address to be geocoded is much different than wanting 10,000 of your customers plotted on a map at one time. Now, another way is to preload all the geocoded addresses. In many instances, this means running a script that geocodes your addresses and stores the lat longs with the address data. Most of your larger customers or software packages do this already and store their lat longs in another field in the database alongside the address for, say, a customer. If you use this approach, you've already done the heavy lifting and are likely ready to begin putting your data on a map. The downside of this approach is that it cuts down on the real-time flexibility. The upside is that it makes scaling and adding new customers a very simple process that doesn't impact your end users and their performance of the platform that they're using. Many software packages handle the geocoding internally. If you happen to have a product that doesn't include a geocoding feature, you can leverage the APIs available from MapQuest or Google to geocode. Beware though, there are licensing restrictions to pay attention to. Make sure that if you use the APIs to understand what you're allowed to do with the data and what you're not. As you can see, geocoding is not as hard as you probably thought it was. It's just another part of data prep for your project. The team here at Analytics 8 is here to help if you need it. Until next time, thanks.